Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Now, initially, I wasn't going to make this video. I had no intention of talking about the Super Bowl halftime show. Now, of course, it wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't exactly enjoy it. I have my own personal opinions when it comes to modern day rap and the effect that I believe it has on the youth that I don't think is positive. But generally I keep that to myself, and I wasn't totally offended by this Kendrick Lamar performance. I just didn't care. I didn't think it was video worthy. But then I logged on X. That's always the mistake now, isn't it, right? Logging on X and seeing what's going on in the cultural conversation, and instantly, the left turned it into a political issue. There's a lot of people who simply said, you know what? I didn't like it. I thought it was crap. They were making their opinions of the halftime show known, and the general leftist response across the entire platform was that all those people were right-wing bigots and racists. Oh, you're just a racist. If you don't like the show, if you have an issue with the show, well then that just means you're a racist. And of course, that's the trigger. Now I gotta talk about it. Now I definitely have to make a video, because once again the left stoops down to that level, and well, I gotta set the record straight. Let's talk about it. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen the conversation online. The moment anyone dares say that they didn't like the performance, all the leftoids all over social media immediately started screeching racism, as if that's the only possible explanation. If you didn't like the show, if you had an issue with the show, well, it's because you don't like black people. What a joke. I mean, what a complete joke. They just don't seem to get it. It's not about race. It's about just a general fatigue. People are tired of this woke cultural revolution that's infected every facet of life.
I don't give a damn they use Samuel L. Jackson to play Uncle Sam, nor a subliminal diss towards Donald Trump. If y'all don't like America, get out. How is it that you're dissing the country for the oppression of black people, but y'all on the NFL stage performing? Why not perform something to show how far we have come, instead of always labeling us as victims?
People just want to watch football. They don't want to sit through yet another lecture on race, gender, oppression, or whatever the activist class is whining about this week. But no, everything has to be political. Everything always has to be about identity politics. And there's just such a deep level of irony here, because the same people who are always talking about bringing us together and solving all the problems, solving all the cultural issues that exist in America, seem to be the same people who are trying to tear us apart and segment and segregate us. I mean, one of my major issues with the Kendrick Lamar performance, my initial negative reaction, was that I thought it was divisive. Kendrick Lamar's performance was an all-black production. Fine, whatever, it is what it is. But how is that supposed to bring people together, especially with the added element of social activism and the messages that were being promoted, the indirect, subliminal messaging? It felt almost as if it was reinforcing racial separation instead of promoting unity. And then on top of that, there's the Black National Anthem. I'm asking the exact same question that I've been asking for years, because this has been an ongoing thing with the NFL. Why does there need to be two national anthems? What happened to one nation under God? They kept promoting this message of love and uniting together, but although those are the words that they're saying that they pretend to preach, the actions, the display felt kind of like the exact opposite. It felt more segregated than unifying. And that's really where my core discomfort is. That's probably one of the main reasons why I didn't like the performance, or at least the message of the performance. But according to the left, if you had any issue, then you're a racist. I don't know. My concern seems, if anything, anti-racist. I find identity politics to be racist. I found the display regressive rather than progressive. But apparently I'm not allowed to say that, because any criticism targeting any woke display is automatically the telltale sign of being a bigot. It's just absurd. And I think people, honestly, are just tired of it all. Just tired. It's a fatigue. The whole night was drenched in racial and feminist messaging. And it wasn't just the Super Bowl, it was also the ads. I mean, this one right here. You're going to tell me there's not a racial or feminist message behind this?
Girls don't play football.
They do where I'm from.
Get a load of this one. Think fast!
Anything outright, I mean, we get the message, right? The white males are always these doofus aggressors. How are you supposed to bring a country together if the message is constantly white man bad, white man bad? All of it just seems antithetical to the mission statement, and people are tired of it. They're tired of woke culture and messaging overtaking every facet of culture. Anytime they turn on the TV, watch a TV show, watch a movie, watch a sports game, they're always hit with the message, the message. I mean, come on. Not a celebration of American exceptionalism, not a tribute to the shared culture that makes the Super Bowl one of the biggest unifying events of the country. No, it was all about identity politics and grievance narratives. It's exhausting. All I want is something positive. And especially with the president in attendance, that was a moment to just bring people together. The president's there. Let's move forward and promote a positive message and vision about the nation's future. No, instead it was, Kendrick Lamar was clearly sending a message to Donald Trump. America bad, America evil, Donald Trump's a fascist. It's exhausted. People don't tune in to be bombarded with woke talking points. They tune in to escape from politics, to just enjoy a great game and to celebrate American greatness. Again, that's got to be the core of everything football, at least in my view. But instead, they're force-fed divisive messaging. And then the worst part on the back end, we're told that if you don't like it, well, then you must be a racist. It's a totally lazy and dishonest argument. If the goal is to actually heal wounds, then what we should probably be looking for is coming together and celebrating what unites us. But the left clearly won't allow that. No, they need everything to be about what divides us. All the grievances, always focused on division and the grievance. And it's just crazy to me, not to sound like a broken record, but the fact that making that argument is somehow a reason for the left to then label you a racist. It's just insane, and frankly, it's pathetic discourse. People are allowed to think that the performance sucked. People are allowed to say that the messaging was just too much. That doesn't make you a bigot. It makes you a normal person who's sick of being lectured to every time you try to enjoy a frickin' football game. And obviously, they don't get that. The woke left just doesn't get it. But really, at the end, it's not my problem, it's their problem, because this is exactly why people are rejecting modern woke politics. It's divisive, it's exhausting, and completely out of touch with what's really going on in the country. And the more they force it down people's throats, I think the more backlash they're going to end up creating. The Super Bowl is supposed to be a celebration. It's supposed to make people feel good and optimistic. But instead, all we get is grievance and division. Outside of the game itself, this is pretty much what I gathered. It's really not rocket science. And obviously it's time for a cultural pivot, because clearly what the left has been doing with their domination of culture hasn't worked. As they've attempted to enact this cultural revolution, this woke rethinking of America, what have they done? Have they ameliorated racial tensions? No, it feels way worse now than it did in the 1990s or the early 2000s. And obviously it's no mystery why. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.